I'm new to Metal Gear Solid, although I did play Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance because that just looked awesome, and I also gave Phantom Pain a try on the PlayStation, but I had no clue what was going on, so I bounced off of it pretty quickly. When I heard they were remaking Metal Gear Solid 3 though, and that it was the first game in the series chronologically, I figured it was finally time for me to take the dive. Kojima might not be directly involved in this remake, but I still felt like I was answering an open invitation to step into the world that he created. Coming in fresh, I found myself hooked immediately. The characters pulled me in, the relationships between them were surprisingly compelling, even if they did lean into the cheesy and over-top territory sometimes.
You must be pretty lonely.
Yeah, I am pretty lonely. Really lonely.
But that's part of the charm. The whole thing gave me classic James Bond vibes. Larger-than-life spy drama, stylish action, and just enough absurdity to keep me grinning. But honestly, that's what makes this work. Because just like in those spy movies, half the time I'm sitting there going, wait, what just happened? Or like, what's going on? But I'm still having a blast the entire way through. If you're a fan of the series, then you probably already know that there is a very specific charm that this game has to it. Now, there is a cringy flair to this game and its characters, but again, somehow it works. And the cutscenes. Oh man, I hope you have drink and food ready because these are going to be the absolute longest cutscenes that you're probably ever going to see in any game. I'm talking 20, maybe 30-minute cutscenes, and I don't think any other game could pull this off. And staying true to the series, this video is definitely going to have some of those, but trust me, you're going to want to see some of these.
Want some?
No thanks.
I would rather have the option available for those that want the absolute full experience than to just remove the option entirely. That's why I put timestamps, chapters in all of my videos. If you are an OG fan of the series, please take it easy on me. I hope this video does it justice, but if you're new like me, I can almost guarantee you are going to love this. But also, there is some content here meant for adults, so be warned. Tonight we're going to walk through this story together. Remember, this is a story explained, not a lore video. There is a difference. With me, you're getting answers and a newcomer's journey. If you enjoy story deep dives or psychological analyses, hitting that like button encourages me to keep making more for you. And since you're still here, you're coming with me. Welcome to
Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
It is 1964, and a covert operation is about to go underway. A man sits at the back of an airship, calm, cool, collected, smoking a cigar as if this is just another Tuesday. Another man tells him to put it out and get ready, but he disregards him. So, the man in charge of the operation barks at him and repeats the order. This time, he listens, flicking it to the side in slow motion, mask on, hitting the pose. The hatch opens, revealing the golden sun and white clouds. The man in command comments that this is the world's first Halo jump. High altitude, low opening, where a person jumps out of a perfectly good aircraft, free falls for a bit, then opens their parachute at a lower than normal altitude for the purpose of avoiding detection from enemy forces. But who is the enemy, and what is this gruff military man's mission?
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay, all green.
Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
That was just enough adrenaline to get you interested. But now we have a flashback to lay down some exposition. These two are in what's called the Fox Unit, operating under the umbrella of the CIA, and they are currently on a mission called the Virtuous Mission. Their objective? Find the Russian rocket scientist Sokolov. who defected from his country after becoming guilty of the things that he invented, just like Oppenheimer and the atom bomb. But here's where things get a little more interesting. You see, when Sokolov escaped from Russia and into Germany, about a week after that was the Cuban Missile Crisis, and although nothing dire ended up happening as we know, the true reason that the Russians pulled out of Cuba and we evaded nuclear holocaust was because they wanted Sokolov back. And guess what? The USA gave him back. But what was Sokolov working on that made him so important, you might wonder? Come a bit closer. When the Russians got him back, they took him to a research facility so that he could continue his work on a secret weapon under KGB supervision. Though the details are murky, what is known are two things. What he was working on is some kind of new nuclear weapon, and it's almost complete.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
And now they are conducting field tests of this mystery weapon, so they moved Sokolov to that new facility. With a small window of opportunity, Sokolov contacted the Fox unit to inform them that if they were ever going to have a chance to rescue him, now would be the opportune moment, bringing everybody to today, where Jack has just pulled open his parachute. Checking in with command, Jack is given the codename Naked Snake, or just Snake, while Major says his codename will be Tom. Snake is called Naked because for this operation he has to procure everything he needs, weapons and food, as he comes along them during his mission. He is going into this completely naked, except for his tranquilizer, knife, and some med supplies, but that was in the backpack that he lost on the way down.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button.
And so with that, Spider climbs the tree, grabs his backpack, hangs, and then drops down before talking with Major Tom again, who teaches him more about how to play the game. We then get acquainted with a woman named Paramedic, but also somebody else named The Boss. The Boss is going to be an advisor on this mission. She and Tom have worked together before in the SAS, but it turns out she was also Snake's mentor. She is legendary in every sense, but more on her soon.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's me. Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit.
So their relationship as mentor and mentee runs deep, but it also seems like Snake has some feelings of resentment and longing for her. The boss continues about politics and how times change things, but that there is a difference between a soldier who just follows orders and a man who thinks. Just like the great philosopher Andrew Ryan once said, "A man chooses, a slave obeys." It's clear as the boss is still giving him lessons and cautioning him that Snake is still learning from her. Rising up, he checks his gun and blade, ready to commence his mission. He's running out of time. He needs to hurry, but he spends some time conversing with everybody on the radio. This next section will cover some of the dialogue that I went through after spending about 56 minutes exhausting every line. And if you're the type who skips dialogue in games, feel free to use the chapters in this video to jump ahead, but if you want that extra depth, I'll go over some of the most interesting lines. The radio actually had a plethora of dialogue that delved deeper into the characters, providing background and insight into who they were as people. The boss was the one who developed Close Quarters Combat, or CQC, during her service in World War II, and in fact, later the American president would regard her as the one who led them to victory during that war. However, this was also the devs' way of essentially teaching us how to play the game, and I thought this part was funny. When talking with the boss, she inquires with Snake, and she even seems compassionate about him being nervous, but then, like an ad read bait and switch, she starts talking about how to use the mechanics in the game.
You're nervous, aren't you?
I'm not nervous.
There's no need to be embarrassed. No one's ever attempted a mission like this before. In fact, you might say that getting nervous is the natural way to react. Relax. That's why you have the survival viewer.
It's also cool to see them talk about some real-world history, but for some reason, the game seems to find a way to crap on the USA quite a bit.
America has lagged behind other countries in incorporating camouflage. They're only just beginning to consider introducing it into certain units.
Why is that?
Apparently, there are those in the US military who consider camouflage too passive a technique.
Morons.
And they also do this thing where it's like they're breaking the fourth wall. Like they know they're in a video game. For example, when Boss is telling Snake to hone in on his senses, specifically his sense of smell, he goes,
I can't smell.
Not at all.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Not a thing.
Oh. Well then, you'll just have to trust in your instincts as a gamer.
Saving the game, Snake?
Paramedic knows when we're saving the game, and apparently also loves movies, as she brings up Godzilla.
It's about this monster called Godzilla, who grows to an enormous size in a nuclear test and goes on a rampage in Tokyo.
Nuclear test, huh? Then the Marshall Islands must be crawling with giant monsters right about now.
It's just make-believe.
Maybe that's why my pants have been so tight lately.
If you wait 40 years, you might be able to see it in America, too. It might even win awards all across the globe in 60 years.
Why's that?
2024 will be Godzilla's 70th birthday.
You think they're still going to be making Godzilla movies then?
Of course. Everybody loves Godzilla.
I thought it was hilarious to see them talking about the future, when for me and you, this stuff already happened. Continuing, Snake talks with Major Tom, asking him where he got his name, and guess what? He got it from a movie called The Great Escape. It's the name of one of 3 tunnels, with Tom being the name of a specific tunnel used by prisoners of war who escaped a German camp. But Major isn't sure if Tom was the actual tunnel they used, so Snake asks Paramedic if that was the name of the tunnel. However, she doesn't know either because she hasn't seen the movie. Moving on, they talk about coffee and tea, how bioelectricity is emitted from human cells, and how Major is strange.
There's nothing strange about the Major.
My tea's gone. Who drank it? How am I supposed to have tea time without tea?
Well, not too strange, at least.
When Snake asks Tom how they know about Sokolov and his research, Tom explains that the boss was actually the one who gave him all the information, revealing just how much reach and pull she has all over the place, even so far as to getting this very mission greenlit by the CIA. But then Tom talks about some of his own motivations for wanting this mission to succeed. You see, Major Tom wants Fox to become the leader in Spec Ops, and one of the best ways to do that is by making sure that his operatives leave abso-fucking-lutely nothing behind.
Leave nothing behind, including weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, even bodily waste.
Yeah, when I do my business, I bury it good.
What?
What's wrong?
That's the American way.
American way for what?
To handle defecation, you're gonna bury it?
Yeah.
Bring it home with you.
What?
That's what we did in SAS. The US Army is sloppy. They do things well, but not perfectly. Here in Fox, we're doing things my way. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Then they talked about the boss and how her contributions and work laid the bricks for the foundation the SAS was built upon. The boss is essentially the mother of modern-day special forces, and Snake really wants to make sure that he doesn't embarrass himself in front of her, referring to how he botched the world's first Halo jump.
Who cares? There are no records of your operations.
I know, but...
What, you're embarrassed?
No, I'm not embarrassed.
It's the boss, isn't it?
What about the boss?
Nothing, paramedic.
Doesn't sound like nothing.
Nothing to do with the boss, I mean.
It has something to do with the boss, but you don't want to say so.
Yeah, kinda.
I understand, Snake.
The boss has done a lot of work on the military study of Halo jumps. And Snake here wanted to give a perfect performance on the first real jump, you know, to show respect to the mother of the technique.
Major!
Snake, I thought you were over and out.
Wow, is that right?
You got something to say?
No.
I bet you do.
Not really. I just think it's kind of sweet of you to think like that.
Oh, and Snake really likes food. But for some reason, and maybe one of you Metal Gear OGs can tell me why, Paramedic keeps calling him a cannibal. I feel like there might be more there, or maybe I'm just overthinking things, but I don't know anything about the series, so if you know, let me know.
The reticulated python is said to be the longest snake in the world.
But how do they taste?
Huh?
Do they taste good?
You're actually going to eat one.
Why else would I be asking?
Cannibal. Snake, there's a fruit.
Galova?
It's related to the jackfruit.
Jackfruit, huh?
Yep, he's a cannibal.
This game takes place in the 1960s. It's cool to see the references that they make about the future. Paramedic talks about how one day people might be able to see who they're talking to on the radio.
So you won't be able to see me naked then?
Yeah, I'm devastated. But I'll bet that 50 years from now you'll be able to see who you're talking to on the radio.
I'll be retired from active duty by then.
I don't know. Somebody somewhere might just decide to give you a call.
Wouldn't surprise me. Let's both pray that never happens.
Maybe after I cover the rest of the games in the series, I'll get this joke, but maybe he'll be like Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine until he's 90. Alright, hello to those of you who skipped ahead to this part of the video. I love my wife. Snake slithers through the forest unseen until he sees guards up ahead. Boss and Tom remind me that this is a stealth game and I'm not meant to go around guns blazing killing everybody. But if you know me and you've been around this channel, you already know what's about to happen. Yeah, I paid for this game, so I'm doing this my way. After taking out the KGB agents holding Sokolov captain, we find him burning schematics. He's on edge, convinced that Snake might be one of Volgin's men. In his panic, he torches the rest of the papers, swearing he'll never get anything from him. But Snake calms him down, letting him know that he's there to rescue him. So with that, Sokolov finally relaxes, though only for a moment, because he starts insisting that we swiftly get him out before Volgin and his Gru forces arrive. Then he drops an interesting detail. In the West, they call Volgin Thunderbolt. I wonder why. But what is Volgin's endgame here? Sokolov says Volgin wants to overthrow the leader of the Soviet Union and install his own men, put himself in power, but that he also wants control of the weapon that Sokolov has developed. The KGB that Snake killed outside were meant to prevent Volgin from taking him, even if they had to kill him. But then, he says Snake's Russian is superb, to which he says he learned it from the boss, and it's only then that I realized that this line would have made more sense if I was listening to this in its original Japanese, where Snake might have been speaking Russian. But because most of my viewers are English speaking, I listened to the cutscenes in English and I missed out on this part. It does make me wonder what the Japanese voice actors sound like though. When the two step outside to try to make their escape, they're quickly surrounded, but then this spicy and cringy guy named Major Ocelot shows up.
He's the Ocelot commander.
Ha! That's Major Ocelot to you. Don't you forget it.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
An Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the Gru.
Sokolov, take cover.
Huh. Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
Operatives!
What is that stance? Huh. That gun. If you're not the boss, then die.
Major! Leave it! Shoot the other one!
You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do, but testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Man, this Ocelot guy has so much flair. And he meowed. That was something else. But apparently, an Ocelot is a type of feline. So, he's just in character, I guess. But hey, can someone tell me who this Campbell is? Because I tried to kill Ocelot, figuring that it was just better to eliminate future potential threats, but apparently he's somebody in Snake's future?
You created a time paradox. Snake, you can't go changing the future like that.
Finding a frantic Sokolov once more, we would have to reassure him that everything would be okay. However, soon a big boom would shatter that moment because not too far in the distance behind them, the weapon was doing field tests. Taking out his binoculars for a better look, Sokolov explains to Snake the Shagohod, a massive mobile tank capable of launching intercontinental nuclear missiles from virtually any terrain. It doesn't need a giant silo to house its nuke or any support systems. It can operate entirely on its own and full send at a moment's notice. Asking if the Shagohod is completed, the Russian tells him it still has to go through Phase 2, but they can prevent that if Snake gets him out of there. However, if Snake fails and the Russians get Sokolov back, it would mean the end of the Cold War, but the beginning of an age of true horror. So, Snake leads him forward, aiming to get to the extraction zone. But once in the middle of the bridge, out from the mist, a woman carrying 2 large containers would meet them halfway. As her heavy boots slowly stamped on the wooden bridge, Snake's eyes would narrow until she stopped in front of him. It was the boss, voiced by Lori Allen, Snake's mentor, which threw him off guard because he thought she was in the Arctic on a submarine. And yet here she was, dropping both containers, sending the bridge lurching, swaying violently under the sudden weight shift. She must be immensely strong. She commands Jack on a job well done, but then says that Sokolov is coming with her, and right on cue, the air compresses into an ominous dread as a living storm of hornets buzz in. Snake would try to slash at them, but to no avail. And then out of nowhere, Dracula appears, hanging upside down and grabbing Sokolov, bringing him to the chopper that had silently made its way right above them. Snake, unable to do anything, can only watch as the boss addresses her old World War II companions called the Cobra Unit. But then, blood begins to rain down, as an ethereal man appears next to the boss, except he remains unseen and even she is a bit thrown off by this, only asking if he is crying. And as the ghost wisps away, the Thunderbolt would steadily advance, emanating a calm but extremely threatening presence, finally mustering up something within himself to ask what all of this means. The boss declares to Snake that she's defecting to the Soviet Union, but the way her eyes flick back for just a second makes me think there's more going on here. To prove her loyalty, she hands Sokolov over to Colonel Volgin and the GRU, along with the 2 nuclear warheads sealed in those containers. Snake, still in disbelief, aims his gun at Boss, but in one fell swoop, she knocks him on his ass, reminding him why she is the mentor, and that he still has much to learn. But Snake is still on a mission, so the disciple rises to the challenge. Oh fuck, this is just like that time Android 18 destroyed Vegeta. Volgin is about to execute Snake, but Boss, feeling responsible, takes it upon herself to do it since he is her apprentice. So she throws him off the bridge and he falls into the river, but if I were Volgin, I would have wanted to have his corpse, just to be sure he's dead. Of course, Snake regains consciousness on a riverbank, and after patching himself back up, he looks to the skies to see helicopters carrying the Shagohod away to the research facility where Sokolov can continue his work. And somehow, I guess she has really good eyes, Boss can see Snake and she kind of reaches out for him. On the way back, Volgin takes one of the nukes, ruminating over his win, but Ocelot is there and like Edward smelled Bella, he smells something on a woman sitting behind him. Apparently she is Sokolov's wife, but Volgin instantly takes a particular liking to her, despite her discomfort. I can already tell this isn't going to end well for her. She tries fighting back, grabbing a lipstick pistol or a kiss of death, but Volgin stops her. Ocelot demands to know if she's KGB, but she stays quiet. However, Volgin intends to keep her close, and he also decides he wants to nuke Sokolov's research facility against Ocelot's pleas for him to not blow up their fellow Russian countrymen, even if they are enemies. But it falls on deaf ears. Volgin still only wants to see an orange-colored sky, so flash, bam, alakazam, the world turns white. Snake would see the virulent flash, hear the sonic boom before the high-pitched ringing, and then feel the blast pushing him back. Roaring into the sky, a mushroom plume. And all because a violent man felt like it. After a really cool intro cinematic and a theme song to set the spy vibes, we jump ahead 1 week. The US government now scrambles to convince the Soviets of their innocence in the chaos sparked by the boss and Volgin, but the pressure is absolute. If Snake fails to bring down Volgin and his former mentor, the world teeters on the brink of nuclear war once again. As Snake prepares to drop into Russia, he asks Major Tom if the Russians will give him any aid, to which he responds that they will only lend us a satellite for comms and 2 insiders, some defectors, NSA codebreakers, with the names Adam and Eva. And Adam has already infiltrated Volgin's ranks, so Snake needs to meet up with him. After ejecting from the drone and landing safely, Tom reaffirms Snake's mission: rescue Sokolov, destroy the Shagohod, and eliminate both Boss and Volgin. The mission is called Snake Eater, since he will be taking down Cobra. However, Major Tom says he chose his codename incorrectly. Tom wasn't the name of the right tunnel from the movie, it was Harry, so he wants to change his name to Major Zero. With that, Jack hits the road and meets up with Adam, but who he finds instead is the boss, again. Reminding him what happened to his arm, she rushes over, disarming him and disassembling his .45, pitying him, telling him to just go home. Twice more, he desperately lurches at her, only to get his ass on the grass again and again. As she goes to mount her horse, Jack can't help but wonder why she defected, why she abandoned him, and her answer slices through the raindrops. She hasn't. She is loyal, but only to her own purpose, and she challenges Jack, asking who he's going to serve, what morals and ideals he's going to choose to live by. Then, without hesitation, she smashes his hand under her horse's hoof. It's clear that she wants him gone, broken enough to retreat, yet she can't bring herself to kill him. A very stern and twisted kind of mother, if you ask me. Of course, like a bad boy who doesn't listen to his mommy, he goes to find Adam anyways. Along the way, he gets hungry. True to his name, he eats a snake. He arrives at the meeting location, but there is no sign of Adam until...
Sorry I'm late.
Cut the engine. They'll hear us.
Are you the agent they sent?
Are you Adam? I thought you were supposed to be a man.
Adam couldn't make it.
All right, say the password. Who are the Patriots? Who are the Patriots? Answer me! Trapped.
Get down! There is your answer. The name's Eva.
This wasn't part of the plan. What happened to Adam?
What's your code name?
It's Snake.
Snake, huh? Well, I'm Eva. Are you here to tempt me?
What happened to Adam?
Colonel Volgin is a very suspicious man. He decided Adam wasn't the right person for this mission.
And you were?
Yes.
Why?
Because I can do things he can't.
I heard you used to be a codebreaker for the NSA.
I was. 4 years ago, I defected to the Soviet Union with Adam.
Mauser military. The broom handle.
It packs quite a punch. Nice to have when you're on a bike.
You held it sideways and used the muzzle jump to create a horizontal sweep. That was impressive.
Bet you've never seen that technique in the West.
It's imitation, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a Chinese Type 17 pistol. Around here, even that's hard to come by. Don't worry, though. The one I've got for you is American-made.
.45, huh? Incredible.
Do you like it?
The feeding ramp is polished to a mirror sheen. The slide's been reinforced, and the interlock with the frame is tightened for added precision. The sight system is original too. The thumb safety is extended to make it easier on the finger. A long type trigger with non-slip grooves. A ring hammer. The base of the trigger guard's been filed down for a higher grip. And not only that, nearly every part of this gun has been expertly crafted and customized. Where'd you get something like this?
I grabbed it from a Western munitions armory. It probably used to belong to one of your officers, and there are more where that came from. You had this with you, didn't you? Better take this too.
What's that?
A disguise to make you look like a scientist.
A disguise?
Yes. You're here to rescue Sokolov, right?
Sokolov's still safe then?
Yes. He's being forced to continue his work on the Shagohod.
Where?
At the lab. They've got a whole army of scientists there developing new weapons. Security is tight, but if you disguise yourself as a scientist, you might be able to sneak in.
Can we get Sokolov out of there?
We'll see, won't we?
Tell me how to get to the lab.
The safest way in is from the rear. First, you'll need to head north through the jungle. You'll come to a heliport used for shipping materials. Pass the heliport and continue north, and there will be a large crevice. Descend into that area and you'll reach a cave. Move through the cave and you will arrive at a mangrove swamp. After the swamp, there'll be a warehouse. Make your way through the warehouse and you'll come out just south of the lab.
Got it.
And just what are you doing there?
In close-range combat, a knife can sometimes be more useful than a gun. By doing this, I'll be able to hold a knife at the same time and still keep the gun steady. That way, I can instantly switch between a gun battle and a knife fight. Right, let's get going.
Wait a minute.
What now?
You must be tired. Why don't you take a little rest?
I'll be fine.
You'll never make it in your condition. It's a jungle out there. There's still an hour before dawn. It's dangerous to be out in the jungle at night without a guide.
What about you?
I have to get back. I can't be gone for too long. They'll start to suspect something. Don't worry. I'll keep you updated over the radio.
That's it?
My orders are to provide you with information, nothing more. You look disappointed. All right then. I'll do something special for you. I'll stand watch until dawn. Now be a good boy and lie down. What's the matter?
I don't know you well enough to trust you.
How well do you have to know me to trust me?
I don't know if I can trust anybody.
Gonna get that?
Paramedic basically tells him to sleep.
What's the matter?
We're surrounded. I see 4 of them.
We've got company. It's the Ocelot unit. Let's get out of here. Hurry. Don't forget your gear. Here, give me a hand. We can use this to get to the basement. Damn it, Ocelot. I'll get past them on my bike. I'll call you later.
Okay, I'll keep them busy. Huh?
Don't go dying on me now.
After Snake kills all the guards,
I've been waiting for this moment. That's it. That's the stance. I don't think so. What? A female spy? This female's wearing perfume. Stay where you are. I've had enough of your judo.
I see you've got yourself a single-action army.
That's right. There'll be no accidents this time.
You call that an accident? Well, it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't been showing off.
What did you say?
It's a nice gun, I'll give you that. But the engraving gives you no tactical advantage whatsoever. Unless you were planning to auction it off as a collector's item. And you're forgetting one more very basic thing. You don't have what it takes to kill me.
We'll see.
That thing only carries 6 shots. The Makarov carries 8. You have to get a feel for how many you have left. This is a high-class weapon. It's not meant for shooting people.
Damn! This isn't over yet.
Don't!
Why?
He's still young.
You'll regret stopping me. Damn it! I've got to get back before he does.
Man, the way she rides it reminds me of Devil May Cry. But why did she do all of that? She could have easily just rode the bike around the corner. Moving along, Snake would continue his quest to find Sokolov, but that's when Ocelot would impede his path. I guess he just pegs Snake as his rival. He summons his unit, cheesily points at Snake, saying, "You're mine now." Even Snake winces at how awkwardly over the top this guy is. Then he tells his unit to leave, but it's like, why bother bringing them here at all or tell them to come out if you're just going to do that? And then he starts doing this bit for a really long time.
Shots. This time I've got 12 shots. Okay. Draw!
How did he learn to do all of that? Don't get me wrong, sure, that's kind of cool, but it's also just, like, weird and useless, not to mention extremely dangerous and in an idiotic way. Like, is he just in his room practicing how to do that for hours on end? I've got questions. Like, at what point did he decide that he was going to learn this skill, and how long did it take to develop it? Has he ever hurt himself or others doing this, and how strong are his fingers? I'm asking the real questions here. During this boss fight, Ocelot takes about 20 seconds to reload his 2 guns. I'm just laughing my head off at this parody. But again, it's like Metal Gear knows it's a parody and then leans into it, it just works. In the middle of their fight, the Hornets from earlier would return. Ocelot would scorn over how they've been found. Snake attempts to cut them with his knife, but he's overwhelmed and Ocelot just does his gun spinny thing, smacking them, and apparently that's working. He does this until he finally runs off and Snake is forced to jump underground to get away from the Hornets. But he doesn't actually get away from them because they would follow him down into the cave. And then the Hornet Man would appear, saying how he and the others are sons of the boss and that he is named The Pain. He does his villain talk and then Snake kills him, but for some reason he would explode upon death. I wonder why. Pressing on, Snake sneaks over to the facility where Sokolov is being held, and as he scouts from across the water, he sees him resisting the Gru. But then, Volgin comes out with his wife, hurting her with a thunder shock to show what would happen if he continued to resist, and honestly, it's a sickening sight. Sokolov has no power. He can do nothing. So he lets them shove him around. But before he goes, Ocelot shows up and for some reason he just wants to play. He plays too much. Saying he wants to test his luck, he pulls out 3 6-shooters and starts juggling them. Pretty impressive, honestly, but then he starts firing at Sokolov, click, click, but no boom yet. The hammer clanks, and with each click, the scientist cowers deeper into fear until finally he pisses himself. But right as Ocelot is about to pull the trigger for the last time, the boss glides in, snatching the revolver out of midair and firing a round into the water. She knows his dumb game and chastises him for it, saying there is no such thing as luck on the battlefield. I know she knows that he knows which gun and which round had the bullet. Shoving the revolver back in Ocelot's hand, to his disbelief, she was able to disassemble it in one motion. Again, this is the 1960s, and for those wondering how feasible this is in real life, back then, with some of those old school single actions, in this case specifically Ocelot's Colt, the design makes it possible for someone like the boss to just pop out the cylinder with ease. There is a pin that one could push in to slide the cylinder out, and if you've seen the movie Ip Man, he does something similar to this with another old school 6-shooter, although that was for cinematic flair, yet still possible. However, other revolvers, especially more modern double actions like Smith & Wesson, Rugers, they don't come apart like that, not without modern tools. And of course, it's not practical to ever do this in real life. But moving on, with the news that the pain is dead, Volgin gets big mad. Boss sends the Fear, the Dracula dude, to go kill Snake, and Volgin wonders why the old man named The End in the wheelchair is always sleeping. She tells him that he's saving what little life energy that he has left for his final hunt. I'm sure that boss fight will be fun. But for now, Volgin turns his attention back to Tanya, towering threateningly over her as dark music swells. "You can entertain me until the rain stops," he says. And she helplessly looks up at him, knowing and accepting that there is nothing she can do. Resistance is futile. She hobbles away behind him, dejectedly accepting what she's about to receive. Honestly, fuck Volgin. Poor girl, being forced to pleasure him. And knowing this guy, he's probably sadistic and brutal with it. I mean, it's this guy we're talking about. He probably gets off on hurting others. But Boss looks up at the rain, addressing the sorrow. Moving forward, Snake shoots an explosive barrel near the end, taking a good chunk of his health away, but the old man frantically wheels off, using whatever little life energy he has left before Snake can finish him. And then moving forward, we start sneaking around the inside of a cardboard box. For some reason, it just works. Even when a guard sees it, it doesn't immediately set off any alarms for him. I just think that's silly, but hilarious that even works. Piercing through the facility, trying to find Sokolov, Snake would soon walk into an office where an old man seemed to be expecting him.
Sokolov ならもうここにはおらんよ。ぶつからものを出すな。酒がまずくなるだろうが。あんた例の侵入者だろう。さすがは資本主義の犬、人間の礼儀を知らん。お前は私を知らんのか。それでよくエージェントが務まるな。まあいい。私はアレクサンドル・レオノビッチ・グラーニ。
This weapons scientist, who has accolades for days, is drinking his sorrows away because Sokolov outdid him with his research and progress with the Shagohod. The Russian powers that be chose him over Alexander, but then Alexander starts talking about his own designs for what he deems to be an even more revolutionary advancement in the arms race: a bipedal walking tank, a robot, an armored core, a metal gear, if you will.
For you see, I'm going to send these documents to my friend in the United States.
What?
These bastards will live to regret this. And when they themselves become the targets of my creation, they will know my true greatness. Yes, Sokolov's pathetic Shagohod pales in comparison to my work. What are you going to do with a rocket engine on a tank?
About Sokolov.
A tank does not need a rocket. It needs something else. Look at these.
Nice shoes.
No. Legs. Legs that allow it to go anywhere. Just as when humans learn to walk upright. That is the real revolution in weaponry, don't you agree? But the fool's in charge. Chose Sokolov.
And where is Sokolov?
My project has been terminated. Philosopher's legacy has been handed over to him.
What the hell are you talking about?
Alright, so the Philosopher's legacy. Alexander doesn't really explain all of this too well, so I had to look this up. And it might even be more fleshed out in other games, but at this point in time, I haven't got into that yet, so I had to look this all up. The Philosophers were a secret group made of leaders from the US, the Soviet Union, and China after World War I. From the shadows, they wanted to control world events, and pooled their money together to create the Philosopher's legacy, a giant fund worth about $100 billion at the time. But today, that would be something staggeringly north of $1 trillion. Volgin's father was in charge of the Philosopher's money laundering. However, in the confusion of World War II, Volgin somehow illegally acquired the funds, and he pays for all of the GRU weapons R&D, with the goals of creating a world where he and the USSR would always carry the biggest stick. Alexander then tells Snake where Sokolov is and how to get there. He's being held at an impregnable fortress, but Snake is going to pregnant. You know what? Never mind. This line in the script isn't going to work. Snake's going over there. On the way out, he beats up the nerd, shoots one in the butt and another one in the dick. However, his next fight isn't going to be easy because stepping outside, the fear finds him. Oh, he's supposed to be a spider, I guess, according to his title.
Brazilian wandering spider. Soon a most exquisite pain will engulf your entire body. Your limbs will be paralyzed, your lungs cease to draw breath. Eventually your heart will stop beating. But what fun would that be? Nothing at all. The boss's apprentice. I will give you fear such as you've never experienced before. Come into my web. It is time for you to feel the fear.
After throwing grenades all over the place, Snake seizes victory over the fear, and for some reason he explodes too. I wonder if all of these Cobras are going to explode whenever we kill one of them. I guess we'll find out soon, as the End is out here now, in the forest, looking to kill Snake. Apparently he's known as the father of modern sniping.
Hello?
I beg of you, grant me the strength to take this final prey. Let me linger in this world just a little longer. I have already slept enough for one lifetime. Enough for an eternity.
Eternity. You know, for Season 3.5 of Marvel Rivals, I really wanted to touch Eternity. I got to Celestial 2, and then stopped because it was just so exhausting and stressful to play games at that level. I guess I'm just not meant to be an Eternity player. Eternity is the rank right above Celestial 2, right after Celestial 1, so I was right there, but you know what they say, if you're not having fun anymore, maybe take a break. But not too long of a break like this old man here. The old man is snoring. I waited for about an hour to see what would happen if I let his stamina drop all the way down, but it wouldn't drop past this point. After killing him, his eyes pop out and he explodes, opening a new pathway for us to continue through. Climbing a unbelievably long ladder to the top of a mountain, we would find more guards, and there would also be vultures. At one point, Snake would kill a guard, let a vulture eat his remains, and then Snake would kill that vulture and then eat the vulture. So is Snake a cannibal now? After shooting some helos, blowing up people with RPGs, you know, real tactical espionage stuff here, Snake would find Eva.
Well, that was quick.
You look like you could use some rest.
I'll be fine. It's just that playing these two roles hasn't left me much time to sleep.
Where'd you get those cuts?
The Colonel.
He found out?
If he knew, I'd be dead already. No, this is his hobby. He's a sadist. He gets pleasure out of making people suffer. He's scum. Does it look that strange to you?
No. I'm the same way. Scars all over.
Can I see?
No. Where'd you get this one?
I got it after defecting to the Soviet Union.
I don't think so. It's older than that. Code breaking is a desk job. Where'd you get this kind of scar?
You really want to know? Well, too bad. A girl's gotta have some secrets, you know. But enough about that. You've got to get going. The Phase 2 trial of the Shagohod is about to start, and it looks like someone might be coming to spoil the party.
Khrushchev?
His forces are on their way here. The Colonel is gathering his troops together to meet them. If we don't get a move on, the security will be even tighter than it is now. You'll need this key. It unlocks the door to the underground tunnel. Once you're in there, you can follow the tunnel to get inside Groznygrad. And take this too.
What is it?
The food of the future. A well-balanced meal for the space age. It's good to eat some real food once in a while. I'll bet if I kissed you, you'd taste like a wild beast.
Do you know where exactly in Groznygrad Sokolov is located?
He's in the heart of the fortress, the weapons lab. The weapons lab is divided into 3 wings. There's the East Wing, which houses the research facilities. Then there's the main wing where the weapons are assembled. That's where the Shagohod is. Finally, there's the West Wing, which is connected via a passageway to the main building. That's where Sokolov is. To get in, you'll have to enter the main wing from the East Wing. Then, go through the passageway on the 2nd floor of the main wing.
The West Wing of the weapons lab. Got it.
There's just one problem.
Not again.
The West Wing is protected by the highest level of security. You need to be Colonel class to get in.
Colonel class?
Here, look at this picture. Major Ivan RAIDENovitch Raikov. Pretend you're him.
How do I do that?
Steal his clothes. You look similar from behind. They won't know the difference. Your face might be a problem, so you just have to figure something out. He should be somewhere in the East Wing.
All right. But how am I supposed to escape once I get Sokolov out of there? Command said you're supposed to have something ready for me.
And I do. There's a lake 30 miles north of here. I hid a wig there.
A wig?
It's a state-of-the-art ground effect vehicle.
A ground effect vehicle? I can't fly one of those.
That's okay. I happen to be an excellent pilot.
Taking off from a lake is trickier than it looks. It's not like riding a motorcycle. You've got to be more delicate.
Of course I will. You've seen how good I am with the bike, right?
Right. You handle the escape then. I'll head for Groznygrad.
Wait a minute. There's something I wanted to ask you.
What?
What's the story between you and the boss?
She was like a mother, and my master.
And your lover?
It went deeper than that.
Deeper?
Half of me belongs to the boss.
Do you love her?
No, nothing like that.
Do you hate her?
Does it have to be one or the other? Love or hate?
Between a man and a woman? You bet.
For 10 years, we lived and died together. You couldn't possibly understand.
And you think you can kill her now? That's your mission, isn't it? Assassinating the boss? Snake? Is there anyone you like? Someone special?
I've never been interested in other people's lives.
You were interested in the boss.
She was different.
Really? How do you feel about me?
I should be asking you the same question.
Me? I can fall in love if it's part of the mission. Even with you. Snake? What's wrong?
Huh?
See you around, Snake. Take care of yourself.
What about you?
I've got to hurry back and play my other part.
Are you going to be okay?
Not sure. They're not stupid, and they know there's a spy. There's no way you could have gotten this far all by yourself.
Colonel. Did he talk?
No. He died before I could get it out of him.
Was it the spy then?
Look at this.
A transmitter?
Exactly. Planted to keep someone informed of his location.
But does this mean Granin was the spy?
Perhaps he was being used by someone else.
Perhaps. This man was our comrade.
Comrade or not, he's of no use to us now.
I don't approve of your methods.
I don't need your approval. I'm in command here.
And that nuclear shell?
Still feeling sore about that, are you? What are you gonna do? Report it to the authorities? This is war, Major. A Cold War, fought with information and espionage. We must root out spies wherever they hide. It is kill or be killed. Potential threats must be weeded out. Your feelings are a menace to the unity of our organization. Someone is guiding the enemy's hand. A single man can only accomplish so much. Make no mistake, there is a spy among us.
But casting suspicion on our own comrades.
The C3 explosives have been stolen.
You think it was the American?
No. He could not have reached this fortress yet.
Then who?
I'd be careful about suspecting your own men.
Boss.
Where have you been?
The fear and the end have fallen.
CIA dog? That leaves only the Fury. How can the legendary Cobras be beaten so easily?
He's good.
Fallen for him?
Don't worry. I'll take care of him.
What is he after? It must be more than just Sokolov.
America is out to destroy the Shagohod and get its hands on your inheritance. The Philosopher's legacy.
Huh? Impossible. The legacy,
Then they're out to kill me as well. Colonel, tighten the security on this place. He's coming here, I'm sure of it. I'm gonna get the Davy Crockett.
Perfume. Nice boots. Make sure you polish them up properly.
Damn, okay, so we learned a lot here. Volgin really is a sadist, and he horribly inflicts pain on her. And Eva might not be who she says she is. Big surprise, as Snake points out that if she was a codebreaker, like she said she was, she wouldn't have those scars. So who is she really? And the boot thing. Why is she hiding those boots, and why did Snake notice the scuff on her boots? I mean, naturally she would have those from riding her bike, no? But I guess we'll find out later. Also, the boss is like a mother to Jack, so that suspicion is confirmed, but the bit about being more than that, I don't know. I mean, I can understand they share an ironclad bond, but I think I'm having trouble comprehending it completely. But also, Snake is such a Chad, a Giga Chad, for being able to resist a woman like that. Not a woman like that, but the way he's able to resist her is what I love my wife, is what I'm saying. All focused on the mission is what he is. I respect it. His Metal Gear never gets solid. But that box, that radio that Eva keeps messing with, who is she trying to contact? And with Ocelot noticing her boots, actually that kind of makes sense now. With the whole boot, hiding the boot thing, that makes sense. Ocelot notices her boots, confirming that Eva and Tanya are the same person. For you and me, we make this connection. For Snake, he still doesn't know. To be honest though, I didn't immediately know that Eva and Tanya were the same. I'm a bit slow there. Pressing on through a tunnel, Snake would encounter the Fury, a pyromaniac who went into outer space and decided the world would look better burned down. After snuffing out his flames, he explodes, but somehow he is able to follow Snake in his giant fireball form. You know, that's another question I have. How do these guys have superpowers? Even Snake can take a serious pounding, and recover from his injuries at insanely inhuman levels. Advancing on, Snake is finally in the fortress. As planned, he needs to find Raikov and steal his uniform. So, finding him in the bathroom, Snake blows him up, drags him to Diddy's room, and by the way, he does this without being seen, and then stuffs him in a locker that has a poster for Metal Gear Solid 2. I got a question, because I don't know what I don't know. Why does this guy that I just killed look like Raiden? And bro, what is he wearing? Please tell me this isn't my badass cyborg goat from MGRR. I could never see him the same if so. Pressing on, with the disguise working despite all the blood. By the way, I'm not sure how he was able to get Raikov's face. Was he just wearing his skin? We find Tanya and Sokolov. And I don't think they're actually married.
You can count on me. What about the Philosopher's legacy?
I don't know anything about that. What are you? Are you trying to kill me?
What's the matter?
I know nothing, I swear it. No one but the Colonel knows of the legacy.
I see.
No, don't. Oh.
Snake slithers into the room to tell Sokolov that he is there to get him out, but he tells him that it's too late. Phase 2 for the Shag machine is complete. He explains to Snake that he added rockets to the tank, allowing it to travel over 300 miles per hour. Now, while at this speed, it can launch a nuke with a range that extends 6,000 miles, enough to strike anywhere in the US of A. It can't be detected, and it can fire at any time. The entire world would be held hostage and live in constant fear of nuclear annihilation, and Volgin wants to mass-produce these Shagatrons. Obviously this can't happen, so the duo come up with a plan to blow up the Shagmobile and the entire research building with some old-school C3. Asking where to get some, Sokolov says,
There was some in the armory here, but it's gone now. It was stolen by a female spy who was here a minute ago. Eva? No. That's not her name. Her name is Tatiana. She made her way in here by becoming Volgin's lover.
I thought she was your lover.
Mine? Oh no, she is Volgin's lover. This is my lover.
Who are they?
My wife and daughter. They're in America.
Now I remember. Your family is in the custody of the CIA. How long has Tatiana been here?
Only a few weeks.
A few days before the Virtuous mission, then.
She said that Khrushchev sent her.
What did you just give her?
All of the experimental data for the Shagohod. Please, it is essential that you destroy the Shagohod.
When Snake tries to take him to safety, Sokolov says he doesn't want to go. He's done, and he's tired of being a politician's tool, of creating weapons that only ever harm humanity. But then, Volgin appears.
Major, what are you doing here? I've been waiting for you in my room. Who are you? Don't play dumb with me. If you think you can fool me, you're sorely mistaken. I know the Major better than anyone else. I come here looking for Tatiana, and what should I find? But a greasy freebooter.
This fairy disguise. It's gonna rub off on you. And then you'll lose sight of who you really are. Stay out of this!
I see why they call you the boss. What was that? Some kind of judo?
No, it's called CQC, a basic form of close quarters combat. He and I developed it together.
Splendid. I'll take it from here.
Are you going to kill him?
Of course. But first, I will make him pay for hurting Ivan.
Oh, so Volgin is bi. Apparently he's lovers with Raikov, and also with Eva. And the boss. She even took him down. That's crazy. Unable to see anything, Snake can only hear as Volgin beats the ever-living life out of Sokolov. It's disgusting, hearing the sounds of impact and squelches as blood splurts from his body. Eva would try to get him to stop, but you and I both know that never does anything. And so Volgin continues to torture Sokolov, demanding to know who he gave the data for the Shagohod to, not knowing that Tanya is the mole. But soon, Sokolov would stop screaming, stop making any sound. He's dead. But he still has another plaything, Snake, who can take some serious, gargantuan amounts of punishment. I mean, he's taken some heavy backshots from Volgin, even a blow to the back of the head, even received a brutal fisting to the face, incredibly durable. Then Volgin would charge up, saying his body carries 10 million volts of electricity. He's like a buff Pikachu.
How much does the CIA know? They're after my legacy, aren't they? Your real target is the Philosopher's legacy, isn't it? Yes. Let yourself go. That's what I want to see.
It's no use. He's not going to talk. He's been trained not to break. Trained by me.
Admit it! We're after the location of the legacy! The secret fund established by the three great powers during the 2 world wars. That's what you're looking for, isn't it? $100 billion, divided up and hidden all over the world. And you're looking for a record of where all that money is hidden, right? No matter. The Philosopher's legacy is safely in my possession, in the underground vault of Groznygrad. You'll never lay a finger on it. What's this? A transmitter? Who's responsible for this?
I am. I planted it on him to keep track of his movements.
Why?
So the Cobras could ambush him.
If they knew where he was gonna be, they wouldn't have gotten themselves slaughtered. It pains me to do this, boss, but under the circumstances, I'm afraid I must ask you to show me some proof that you and he were not in collusion.
You don't trust me, is that it?
Not that.
Oh damn, even Volgin is afraid of Boss. She made him back up real quick.
Let's see. Cut out his eyes. I don't like those blue eyes of his. There's nothing more important to a soldier than his eyes. You made him a soldier, and now you will unmake him. Yes, it'll make for a touching display. He's all yours. Do it! Ruin him, just as he did the Cobras. is it, Tanya?
He's suffered enough.
Well, well. Why are you protecting him? That smell. Tatiana! You're the spy!
What are you talking about?
I know that smell.
Stop it!
Taking a fancy to her, eh, Ocelot?
No. I have no interest in this woman. I want to test her. I'll let this be the judge.
Do as you like.
Here we go.
There, satisfied now?
Well, that was refreshing. Come, we're going to my room.
So you survived the Colonel's torture, eh? Watching this has made me realize something. It's really not that bad. It's the ultimate form of expression. You got lucky this time, Tatiana.
Run!
I've prepared an escape route for us. Go out and head west. Pass underneath the connecting passageway and go north. You'll find an open manhole there.
You're...
Quiet! Go through the manhole down into the sewers. The door at the north end of the sewers is unlocked. You can use it to get outside the fortress. I've got your equipment. We'll meet up later.
Eva.
But I can't get too close to your cell. You'll have to figure a way out of there yourself. I'll be in touch.
Who was that ghost with the radio frequency? Locked in this cell, Snake spends loads of time here trying to think of a way to get out. He would even throw the food his guard gave him right back at him, and for some reason that very same guard would pick it up thinking it was a gift and then eat it. Then he would go to blow up the bathroom. But eventually he talks with Snake, saying that he's not a bad guy, So Snake takes advantage of this, trying to play it all cool-like, befriending him, learning his name, about his family, and how he hates the war and all. But when Snake asks if he would let him out, Johnny backs away, saying he can't do that. Punching the air, Snake is back to square one. But then, he remembers the radio frequency that Ghost showed him. And for some reason, they let Snake keep his radio. So using this, he opens the gate, kills Johnny, exits the torture room, and heads for the sewers where Tanya said she prepped an exit for him. Except, because Volgin found out quickly that Snake escaped, the whole fortress is on lockdown, even the sewers. But maintaining hope, Snake heads down to try to find a way out. However, the Ocelot unit would find him, chasing him to the edge of the sewers where Ocelot himself would once again try to be the one to kill Snake. But he takes a fall of fate and lands in the river below.
Don't die on me yet.
You know, I just realized who Ocelot reminds me of. You guys ever see that video of the kid in high school who's playing tug of war, loses, and then tries to play it off cool by letting it go and then walking away? But he still turns around to throw up deuces, trying to keep that main character energy, except he's just super cringy. That's who Ocelot reminds me of. Losing, but with theatrical, cheesy flair. But moving on, Snake would find himself before the Sorrow. And I'm not sure if he's hallucinating, in this guy's genjutsu, or in another dimension, but Snake can't just kill him like he did the others. The Sorrow is a spirit, so with no choice he walks forward through the river, encountering the souls of everybody he's ever killed. Until finally he reaches a corpse, and the Sorrow stands above, he floats over the body, telling Snake to leave this place. He kills Snake, but then Snake takes a revival pill and he is born again. But on his way back to the land of the living, he hears a memory between the Sorrow and the boss. And this would actually make sense as to why she kept talking to the Sorrow whenever it rained. A few years ago, she had to kill the Sorrow, shooting him, leaving his corpse in the river, which is the same one we just saw. On the riverbank again, contemplating life, Snake checks in with Major Zero asking about the Sorrow. He had the supernatural ability to talk with ghosts and he worked with the boss, but he's dead now. He's been dead for 2 years. While the details are murky, it is clear that Boss and Sorrow, sounds like the name of a legal firm, had something going on between them. Contacting Eva, she's relieved Snake made it out, and she says they have to meet up. So, heading to a cave behind a waterfall, Eva rides in, revealing her disguise as Tanya.
Nice to meet you, Snake. I'm Tatiana. Here's your equipment.
Eva, you could use a towel.
So could you.
Want some?
No thanks.
Don't like snakes?
Not for dinner.
Didn't you have to eat them at the KGB?
In my training, we always got the good stuff. French, Italian, that kind of thing.
A regular Matahari.
The least you could do is call me Cynthia.
Tell me something. How does it feel to spy on your own country?
I can't say it feels good, but it's my job.
Can't even eat a snake during a mission, huh?
I wouldn't mind eating you. When this mission's over, you'll have to treat me to a nice dinner.
What do you want to eat?
Let's see. How about sushi?
Sushi?
It's Japanese. I hear it's all the rage right now. Supposedly it's made from raw fish.
Raw fish? Just the place for my survival techniques.
Snake. Thank you, Snake. I'll be your eyes from now on.
I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme.
Thank you, Snake.
Don't worry about it.
Are you all right?
It's not like I can't see. I've got one good eye and can still fire a gun.
Really? Good.
Eva, didn't you steal some explosives out of the fortress?
C3, a highly potent explosive from the west. It can be molded into any shape, like clay. With just this much, you could blow up the Shagohod and the lab along with it.
Is that right?
Yeah, but there's a trick to using it.
Tell me about it.
Well, what do you think?
Eva, did you get the data on the Shagohod from Sokolov?
Yeah, that's the mission I was given.
By Khrushchev?
Mm-hmm. America doesn't have any use for it, does it?
Huh.
But I haven't forgotten my other mission either. Helping you out. Follow this cave and go up the ladder at the end. You'll come out inside Groznygrad, just southwest of the weapons lab. Use this key to open that door.
The door right when I enter the main wing? Got it. What about you?
I'll get things ready for our escape. There's a rail bridge to the north. I'm gonna set a bomb there, so I'm taking half of the C3 with me.
Right. I'll set off the weapons lab then. Try not to be in the neighborhood when it happens.
Gotcha.
And watch out for Ocelot. He suspects you're not who you say you are.
Don't worry. The Colonel still trusts me. And I have my ways. There's not a man alive who can resist my charms. Besides you, of course.
I'm just warning you, Eva. That's all.
I know. Okay, let's go.
You seem like you were born on one of those.
If I didn't ride every day, I couldn't go on living. When I'm riding, the wind hits me so hard that it hurts. That pain keeps my mind off the pain of having to be someone else. It's not easy always fooling myself like this. It's only when I'm on the bike that I'm free to be the real me. I only get off my bike when I fall in love or fall dead.
What's your name?
Tatiana.
No. Your real name.
What's wrong with Tanya?
Okay, Tanya. Don't let anyone see you.
Oh, this? It's a button camera.
What did you do that for?
Insurance. to make sure you don't double-cross me.
Hey.
What?
You're gonna get wet again.
With C3 in hand, Snake gets back into the fortress, enters the hangar, and proceeds to plant the explosives.
Got you this time.
Notifying Major Zero of his success, Snake would make his way out, but then...
Snake!
Why'd you come back?
This woman was found snooping around my underground vault. When she was captured, look what we found on her. The Philosopher's legacy. This microfilm contains all the information regarding the legacy. You might say that this film itself is the Philosopher's legacy.
It was the smell that gave her away. No, not the perfume. It was gasoline. Motorcycle gasoline. She reeked of it.
To think that lovely Tatiana was a spy. We found this radio along with her too. Such a fine woman she was. It almost pains me to have to kill her. Yes, she was an obedient one. She was my precious little pet. Ah! Isn't that right? What was that? Do you have something to say to me?
Go to hell!
You dirty whore. I've had enough kisses from you. I should have known. Sokolov wasn't man enough to have a lover like that. Just like the KGB to send something so beautiful, yet so deadly.
What is the Philosopher's legacy?
Very well. I'll explain it before I kill you.
Oh, I guess they were going to explain what the Philosopher's legacy was anyway, so I didn't need to say it earlier. But there is one thing he says about the Philosopher's legacy that trips me out, that there's enough money to fund World War II 5 times over. That is an unbelievable amount of money. But moving on with his evil speech, he believes he's won and that nothing can stop him now. Handing the Philosopher's legacy to Boss, Volgin tells her to keep it safe, so she takes it and Eva, but not before whispering to her that she's going to take care of everything. After their departure, Ocelot wanted to be the one to kill Snake, but tired of his theatrics, Volgin tells him to bugger off so that he can kill Snake himself. However, Ocelot would draw on both of them, insisting he take Snake. In response, Volgin would fire a bullet at his feet to remind him who has the power. But during this, Snake would look and see the Sorrow floating behind Ocelot holding a board above, letting him know he's been playing for 7 hours. Then Volgin would burn his uniform off, charging up, man on fire, ready for battle. But after a while of shooting him with bullets and RPGs, he would fall. Losing and exhausted, he looks up at an uncaring Ocelot telling him to shoot Snake. Unmoved, he would say no because he made a promise to the boss, to which Volgin didn't like hearing, stating that he is the one with the authority. I wonder what that promise was. He lightning bends at Ocelot, but with faster than lightning reflexes, he shoots each lightning bolt. I guess he can take Volgin on. And it seems he answers to the boss more so than Volgin, so that is interesting. However, the blaring of alarms would interrupt the tension, and Ocelot would leave to go try to find the bombs. But I'm over here thinking to myself, if he's not loyal to Volgin, then who is he loyal to, and what are his true objectives? Cornily pointing and shooting on his way out, Volgin and Snake continue their fight, with Snake coming out on top and teabagging him. Sputtering blood, but not yet dead, Volgi watches Snake escape. Once outside, Eva, who is alive and well, finds him, and he jumps onto the bike as the two speed off, trying to outrun the explosion. Snake can't help but wonder how she made it out okay. And Eva explains that the boss saved her, helped her prep their escape route at the lake, but also hinted that she was going to be waiting there for Snake. On that note, Eva takes a moment to admit how jealous she is of the bond between Snake and the boss, though it's probably not the best time for confessions. Because here's the problem, Volgin isn't finished. Out of the hangar burst the Shagohod, piloted by Volgin himself. The C3 charges failed, and now Snake and Eva have to find another way to bring the monster down and destroy it for good. Snake tries bullets and RPGs, but nothing is working. So Eva comes up with a plan to bait Volgin into crossing the bridge that she rigged with explosives. On the way over there, Ocelot finds and tries to kill them. For some reason, despite Snake having a bunch of weapons at his disposal, doesn't fire back at Ocelot and instead lets Eva fight him at the same time that she's driving. Oh, but when he sees that debris is about to fall down and kill Ocelot, he takes out his RPG to save him. For what? I don't know. Making it on the runway, Volgin does not care that his own men are in the way. He tramples over all of them, blasting off, and I'm reminded that this tank can move at over 300 miles an hour. It's closing in on them fast, but they manage to stay out of reach. Smashing through a plane and blasting the rocket in Ocelot's face, who caught up but decided to be in that dangerous spot to get his face singed off, he almost catches up to Eva and Snake. But their plot armor gives them plus 100 to luck. So they make it across the bridge and Snake snipes the explosives, sending Volgin careening down into the ravine below.
We did it!
The two are amazed that Eva's plan actually worked, but that's when the Shagohod goes flying up the bridge and out in front of them. As a result, there's no other way to finish this. They need to tackle Volgin head on, together, to victory. After expressing their trust in one another and sharing a kiss, they race forward. After a barrage of RPG missiles, the Shagohod is destroyed just enough to force Volgin to come out. He wraps himself in the wiring and is ready to keep going, but Eva has devised another plan, to divide and conquer him. Shortly after, Volgin is put on his knees once more.
Who's afraid of a little thunder?
Fried by a bolt of lightning. A fitting end. It's finally over.
No time for this now. The escape craft is just up ahead. Let's get going.
But it is not finally over. After evading the Star Wars guys, Snake thinks it's over, but he really needs to stop thinking it's over all the time, because despite being slammed into by the tank and its drill, being smited by missiles, and getting hit with a bullet storm, her bike has one hole in it, so it is now leaking fuel. But the crazy thing is, as they're driving and even turning around a corner, Eva and Snake both are not paying attention to the road. Two super spies on a fast-moving vehicle, solely focused on a leaking tank, so much so that they crash into this giant tree and go flying. Snake lands on his neck, but at this point I'm convinced he's... Of course, he immediately gets up like nothing happened, and he frantically calls out to Eva.
I'm over here. Snake. How's it look?
Pretty bad.
Not a sensitive bone in your body.
Eva,
What about you, Snake?
I'm fine.
That's good to hear.
We have to get away from here, Eva. Let's go.
Leave me.
Eva!
The boss is waiting for you. You have to go. Give me a gun.
No, we're getting out of here.
We're still far away from the lake. I'll never make it.
I can't believe this.
Uh-huh.
I never thought I'd see you act this weak.
What do you mean?
Listen to me, Eva. We're doing this together.
No, you...
Eva, I need you.
Say that one more time.
I need you. I can't fly the wig by myself.
All right, then. I guess I'd better help you out. You're lucky to have me.
It's funny how she was like, no, just leave, until she heard him say, I need you. I guess being needed was a strong motivator for her. After Dr. Snake fixes her up, they walk the rest of the way to the lake. It is absolutely beautiful out here, and Eva rushes over to the aircraft, excited to extract, but then something pulls Snake's attention away. He senses the boss's power level. So Eva says she's going to prep the bird while they hash out whatever they need to. In the field of flowers, like something out of Sekiro, the boss would fire off one of the nukes, at least I think that's what she did, but then she starts talking about how she's been waiting a long time, specifically for Jack's birth, growth, and today. Kind of weird, no? Unless she is his biological mother, then that kind of makes sense even if it is messy. But someone please tell me, is she his actual mother? I don't care about spoilers, just tell me. Snake presses her again, demanding to know why she's doing all of this. Her answer is simple and explains more about her philosophy: to make the world whole again. After World War II, the Philosophers splintered, their unity shattered, and the factions she once trusted turned on one another. She hates that her friends became enemies and that she and Jack are now forced to fight each other, because she didn't raise him for the purpose of having to fight her. A soldier's skills, she says, should never be used to harm their comrades. In a world growing more unstable by the day, she believes the only path to peace is to reunite the Philosophers and restore the unity that was lost. And now, with the Philosopher's legacy in her hands, she intends to make that dream a reality. Honestly, she'd make a damn good Helldiver, talking about one world and a united Super Earth and all, but this is where things start to get a little bit confusing for me. She says that back in 1951, she was part of an atomic bomb testing in Nevada. As a consequence, she is now infertile. Then she talks about how Snake was a nuclear test subject as well, with the photo on screen showing that this happened for him back in 1954 at Bikini Atoll, right above Bikini Bottom where SpongeBob lives. This is also where Godzilla was awakened and irradiated. So it is kind of cool that Paramedic would bring up Godzilla in the beginning of the game. But back to Snake and the boss, is this the reason that they have the bond that they do? Is this also why there are some superpowered beings? Because of the nuclear tests? Is Snake infertile also? She continues that in 1960, the Americans, trying to win the space race against the Russians, sent her up into space because she was already irradiated and the cosmic radiation wouldn't be new to her. However, while she was up there, she was able to see the bigger existential picture. The competition between the US and the USSR was pointless. She knew she wanted to see a world without the senseless fighting of man. However, when she came back down to Earth, nothing changed. War and betrayal were rooted in nations, regardless of Russian or American. And then, she even admits to killing her old friend, the Sorrow. There was no hatred between them. It was simply the situation they found themselves in, and the Sorrow willingly gave up his life for her. From there, she explains the origins of the Philosophers. They were formed in the early 20th century, a secret pact born out of necessity. However, the last of the original members, the ones who held the pure philosophy and reason for the pact, died in the 1930s. As a consequence, the ones who took their place ruined and destroyed what the Philosophers initially stood for. This de-evolution hollowed them out, and without direction, the Philosophers lived long enough to become the very thing that they rose to fight against: war, corruption, and division. And now, they are the powers that be, with the intent of keeping this cycle going. But then, Boss reveals that she is the daughter of her father, marking her as the last child of the Philosophers. And then she says that the Philosophers killed her father, but that's not all, because during World War II, she was actually part of the landing at Normandy. And during this time, she was pregnant with the Sorrow's child, and she gave birth on the battlefield, but the Philosophers stole her son from her.
Look at this scar. This is proof that I was once a mother. I gave up my body and my child for my country. There is nothing left inside me now. Nothing at all. No hatred, not even regret. And yet sometimes at night, I can still feel the pain creeping up inside me, slithering through my body like a snake. I've never talked this much about myself before. Thanks. Thanks for listening to me. I feel content. Snake, commence the operation. I raised you. I loved you. I've given you weapons, taught you techniques, endowed you with knowledge. There is nothing more for me to give you. All that's left for you to take is my life, by your own hand. One must die, and one must live. No victory, no defeat. The survivor will carry on the fight. It is our destiny. The one who survives will inherit the title of boss. And the one who inherits the title of boss will face an existence of endless battle. I'll give you 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, MiGs will come and bomb the hell out of this place. If you can beat me in less than 10 minutes, you'll be able to escape in time. Let's make this the greatest 10 minutes of our lives, Jack.
Boss.
You're a soldier. Finish your mission. Prove your loyalty. Face me.
I really think that's his mom, but after they paint the white flowers red, Snake would kneel over the dying boss.
Take this. Keep it safe. It's our only hope.
A patriot? Why are you giving me this?
Jack. Or should I say, Snake. You're a wonderful man. Kill me. Kill me now. Do it. There's only room for one boss and one Snake.
Ready to go, Snake? Are you okay? Snake?
Yeah.
I told you you could trust me.
Snake! Ocelot! We're not done yet.
Too heavy!
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Not good!
I picked up a few new moves. Huh. It doesn't feel right to shoot an unarmed man. But I'll get over it.
Eva!
What do you say to one last showdown?
Yeah, all right.
What's your name?
Snake.
No. Not that name. You're not a snake, and I'm not an Ocelot. We're men with names. My name is Adamska. What's yours?
John.
Very well, John. Plain name. But I won't forget it. It's a blank. Oh, that was fun. Until we meet again, John.
We made it.
Yeah, we sure did.
Oh no, Mix! There's no way out! What are we gonna do?
We've come too far to let them stop us now. Those things have got to be armed.
It's no use. There's no way we can outmaneuver them. They're gonna shoot us down. We were so close.
Weapon systems on. Locked on target. I got tone.
You were great, Eva.
Huh?
Thanks.
Oak 19, this is Control. Stand by for a direct order from the chairman. Oak 19, return to base immediately. Do you read me? This is a direct order from Comrade Khrushchev. Return to base immediately. Oak 19, do you copy?
Understood. Aborting mission. RTB.
Look! The MiGs, they're turning back! Woo!
With the Russians off their back, Major Zero tells them that they're in the clear and can head safely over to Alaska. Once there, the two celebrate a glass of wine and some fun time. Once again, the radio would interrupt the moment. However, Eva really wanted to get busy, so she threw it away in the fire. On the table, Eva left a goodbye letter and a voice recording. In it, the truth finally comes out. She never was KGB. She never was NSA. She was working for China all along, an agent of the Republic sent to steal the Philosopher's legacy. She apologizes to Snake for deceiving him, but she has no regrets, as every move she made was part of her mission. The real Adam that Snake was meant to meet at the very beginning never showed up, sparing Eva the trouble of having to kill him. Instead, she slipped in, posing as Eva. But then who was the real Adam and what became of him? In the end, it doesn't matter. Eva's mission was complete. She secured the Philosopher's legacy and the nuclear data, handing China the leverage they needed to stand against both Russia and the US. Then comes the final twist. Eva reveals she was one of the Philosophers herself, raised as a sleeper agent impossible to detect by anyone, except the boss. The boss had once trained these agents in a Philosopher school, and so it only made sense she couldn't be fooled. But instead of exposing Eva, the boss allowed her to live, knowing that she would one day pass the truth on to Snake. Eva's orders were to end up killing Snake after the mission, yet when the time came, she couldn't, because of a promise she made to the boss. And I think that says a lot, because both Eva and Ocelot went against their country's wishes in order to keep this promise. But what is the promise?
And I intend to keep it. I just wanted you to know. And you have to live. Snake, listen to me. She didn't betray the United States. No. Far from it. She was a hero who died for her country. She carried out her mission knowing full well what was going to happen. Self-sacrifice. Because that was her duty.
You are above even the boss. I hereby award you the title of Big Boss. You are a true patriot.
A man who combines the qualities of a soldier and an agent.
The boss's defection was a ruse set up by the US government. It was all a big drama staged by Washington so they could get their hands on the Philosopher's legacy. And the boss was the star of the show. They planned it so that they could get the legacy that Colonel Volgin inherited and destroy the Shagohod at the same time. Only a legendary hero like the boss could have earned Volgin's trust. Finding out where the Philosopher's legacy was hidden was to be her greatest mission. Everything was going according to plan. But then something happened that no one could have predicted. Colonel Volgin fired an American-made nuclear warhead at Sokolov's research facility. Khrushchev demanded that the US government provide proof that it wasn't involved. They couldn't just abort the operation to steal the legacy. So the operation itself was greatly expanded and revised. The authorities in Washington knew that in order to prove its innocence, they'd have to get rid of the boss, and that one of their own would have to do the job. The public couldn't be allowed to find out about it, not ever. This, they concluded, would be the best way to keep the whole thing under wraps. The boss wouldn't be allowed to come back home alive, and she wouldn't be allowed to kill herself. Her life would be ended by her most beloved disciple. That was the way the government wanted it. That was the mission she was given, and she had no choice but to carry it out. Her death at your hands was a duty she had to fulfill. Out of duty, she turned her back on her own comrades. A lesser woman would have been crushed by such a burden. The taint of disgrace will follow her to her grave. Future generations will revile her. In America as a despicable traitor with no sense of honor. And in Russia as a monster who unleashed a nuclear catastrophe. She will go down in official history as a war criminal. And no one will ever understand her. That was her final mission. And like a true soldier, she saw it through to the end. But I think she wanted you, of all people, to know the truth. She wanted to live on in your memory. Not as a soldier, but as a woman. But she was forbidden to tell you herself. And that's why she told me. Snake, history will never know what she did. No one will ever learn the truth. Her story, her debriefing, will endure only in your heart. Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
Damn, I'm not gonna lie, I started tearing up there too. You see, I can't explain this stuff. That's why sometimes you just gotta let the cutscenes carry themselves. I would not be able to do it justice if I tried to describe all this. However, this isn't all, because post-credits scene, Adamski, Ocelot, is talking on the phone, speaking to his boss, saying that everything worked out. But the biggest thing he says here is that the Philosopher's legacy is safe in America's hands, that the one Eva thought she had was a fake, and then he states that only half the money made it to the USA, meaning Russia must still have the other half of the legacy. but that they can still revive the Philosophers. Ocelot continues that the Shagohod has been destroyed, but that he has his hands on information for a new nuclear attack system that could be of use in the future. And then he says that the Soviets still have no idea that he's been triple-crossing them, and that nobody knew he was Adam this whole time. But then he says,
"Of course, I'm always at the CIA's disposal, Mr. Director."